Shanidev Saturn rules gas due to their rulership of the petroleum industry. On Wednesday, March 27th and Thursday, March 28th, blob transactions on Ethereum created congestion, as there can only be 6 blobs per Ethereum block. Blobs are a feature of Ethereum's recent Denkun upgrade, allowing its layer 2s to include transaction data off-chain in these blobs. They're then more cost-effective for the layer 2s, so they reduce L2 gas fees. The reason for the congestion was that people were making inscriptions on blobs a la BRC20, but on blobs. On Thursday, for example, these Blobscriptions made up 40% of blob usage, which was more than that of any one layer 2. On Wednesday, March 27th, when these Blobscriptions introduced by a certain group on Twitter began taking over, is when Moon opposed Mercury. Mercury, the intellect, was in a distressed state, having just passed through the Gandanta after a debilitated transit in Pisces accompanied by troublesome Rahu. All of this points to purposeful thwarting of the work of Ethereum devs, because blobs disappear after 18 days, which means that making a blobscription does not result in any value accrual in the sense of making a cultural artifact that will become more sought after over time. Interestingly, furthermore, the number 18, which is the number of days that a blob exists before disappearing, is related to the nakshatra of Jyeshtha, which is the 18th nakshatra. Currently, this nakshatra is under the 10th drishti of Saturn, while being trined by Rahu. This means that this nakshatra is undergoing a particular stress, as the combination of Saturn and Rahu creates a severe type of dynamic. When this particular nakshatra is functioning improperly, it causes people to try to teach others lessons for the purpose of a personal vendetta, rather than to benefit the person. This nakshatra is typically a well-meaning nakshatra, known as the elder sister. But just like any nakshatra, it can malfunction. Further pointing to Rahu's influence in this blobscription pandemonium is that many of them are images of cats. Cats are representations of Rahu on this earth plane. Vitalik then posted on Farcaster on Thursday about future blob space development. And this is a perfect example of the way that this nakshatra Jyeshtha functions when it is in a healthy position, which is what Saturn's 10th drishti on Jyeshtha is currently trying to encourage. This is that people will try to improve themselves as a result of unpleasant lessons or obstacles by expressing their own boundaries while transcending personal self-consciousness, and consequently getting the benefits of doing so. I see that during Mercury's retrograde back into Pisces, which begins soon, there will be a lot more development of Denkun's EIP 4844 standard, which includes the blob space. This will not be easy at all, but when Mercury re-enters Pisces retrograde on Tuesday, April 9th, Venus will be there. This creates a Nichbhang yoga, which means that Mercury must face problems, but the knowledge of Venus is accessible to Mercury, and this knowledge allows Mercury to prevail in the end. So I see that the next few months, it looks like there is a lot of difficult work ahead for Ethereum developers. In fact, I see that due to Venus entering Aries right as Mercury turns direct exactly on Rahu in Pisces, ETH devs will likely and would be wise to take a warrior-like stance, and that this will be like a type of war. I see that the ETH devs will win this war in the first days or first week of May, when Mars transits Ethereum's natal Ketu. This was the Saturn Crypto Podcast.